What is something that you would never confess to your family? I joined the Navy to get away from them, not because I felt some sort of patriotic duty like they tell people. I liked it, I found a purpose, I got great training that got me the job I have today. But I did it because I hated it at home. That my mother, who always said time and time again that she will never turn into her mother, has turned into her mother. My sisters and I have formed a pact. If any of us start exhibiting signs of becoming like our parents, it is the solemn duty of the rest of the sisters to bring the bitch back to reality, or in the event that this fails, execute her. We have all accepted that this is for the greater good. Yikes. That's my biggest fear, and my fiancé tells me he sees it happening. My extended family thinks I've had no career or salary advancement for 10 years. I play a bumbling idiot with them who just can't catch a break. Reason being, they're a cavalcade of self-inflicted sob stories and GoFundMe grifters. I don't want to be hit up for loans every other week. I'm actually a senior manager at an established consulting firm. If they had a good reason for their misery other than we got drunk with the money for bills and didn't pay them, I would help them out. Pretending to be a struggling idiot deflects any attempts at soliciting me for money. Note, I live out of state from them and they don't travel. So I only have to maintain this foolish charade for Thanksgiving and Christmas. My parents are in on it. Plot twist, your entire family is a bunch of millionaires playing the same con. I would never tell my grandmother how much of an idiot I think my uncle is. She buries her head in the sand about him. I feel this so much. My uncle has been taking advantage of my grandmother for years and years and has drained her finances dry and trashed her beautiful home, but she won't let us speak ill of him ever. That I use Reddit. Both of my parents hate me talking to people online because they think I'm going to get kidnapped or raped or something, so I'm not allowed to post/comment/like anything by people they don't know. Edit, could y'all quit asking for my personal info? I get that it's a joke, but I'm a minor and I'm actually kinda getting tired and uncomfortable. Thanks. That's such a silly fear. On an unrelated note, what's your home address? That I'm really not as smart or motivated as they claim I am. I'm fucking stupid and I kind of just want to sit in my apartment and do nothing until I die at 30. That's kinda what I thought. But here I am, 32 years old and not dead. Call it procrastination, I guess. I'm really happy to only see them once or twice a year due to living 3,000 miles away. I just can't stand them. They all gossip and talk shit and spin their wheels so much you can't even have a normal conversation with any of them. It's all drama and always has been. I never understood how and why I was so depressed my entire life, found escapism through alcohol and partying. Since I've lived across the country I'm sober, have a super awesome family and I barely ever see them, it's great. That I handcraft cast in silicone, nerdy sex toys and pay bills with that money. I talk to strangers online. And guess what, Mom? I haven't been murdered by any one of them. Yet. My younger aunt and I almost fooled around when we were kids. We didn't know about each other and when we both met she was 13, I was 15. As we grew up there was a ton of flirting and sexual tension. It never came to anything, thank God, but we had some intimate conversations around it. Oddly enough, both of us are very close today and have even spoke about how ridiculous the whole thing was. Up until about a year ago, I said I would take to my grave that my stepdad molested me for almost 30 years. But I outed the due date months ago. Cheers. How sad I am. Almost any of my thoughts, feelings and beliefs on anything. I don't think that's really a thing, they don't need to know any of that. All I want is to feel loved and secure, but I don't feel that in this family. I really don't enjoy spending time with them. I've been the black sheep since I was a child and it sucks when the entire family thinks of you as the mean one, then wonder why you don't have any interest in spending time with them. I'm the picky, selfish, resting bitch-faced black sheep to my family. I will admit I was misbehaved when I was a kid 10 years ago, but I'm not a child anymore. They just refuse to think of me as any different than I was and keep bringing up the past. That I accidentally got my mom a non-vegetarian hot dog one time. I just didn't think when I was ordering. She thought it was the best veggie dog ever and had a great night's sleep that night. I will take that to the grave with me. That's how you know the kitchen fucked up your gluten-free order. It tastes too good. Every time I've gotten the best whatever at a restaurant I've paid for it for months. In the worst part of my alcoholism I tried to overdose on sleeping pills. In the way to the hospital my mom said it might have been better for everyone if I just did the deed. I haven't forgiven her and I don't know if I can. I've bettered myself since this happened almost 7 years ago. I'll have 3 years in September. I still love my mother and I understand how she could say this in the moment. I know what I did and I accept responsibility. I hope I can separate my own pain and insecurity, and like a few people said therapy would help, once I have health insurance again. That I don't feel like part of the family, I feel like I don't belong and like I am just a substitute for when my brother isn't around. I don't feel respected or wanted. I feel like my girlfriend's family likes me more than they do and if I had the funds to I would've moved out long ago and they probably wouldn't have seen or heard from me since apart from maybe Christmas and that is only because of my cousins. My husband knows, but I am very apathetic and don't feel a lot. I do feel and have feelings but not the same as other people seem to. I know what I should feel and have learned how to react when I need to. But I tend to truly only feel more extreme emotions and the rest of the time I am just content or neutral. Nice try, Mom. That I started masturbating every day at age 9. They know. Was raped in elementary school, attempted suicide, have depression and social anxiety. I'm not in the best place right now, but will do my best to move past it. I am still scared to see a therapist, but definitively will when the situation with COVID-19 will calm down and it's definitively thanks to you. Thank you also very much for your comments and support. That I am about to fail university. I struggle but can't tell them because they are proud of me. I've been there. When I finally had to tell them I tore the bandage off and told them a bunch of other stuff I was worried about, too. That I flunked out of college, that I'm bi, and I'm an atheist. To their credit they took it in stride, better than I imagined they would. They're still proud, and I imagine yours will be, too. If nothing else, I'm proud of you for trying. I went to a brothel while I was in Germany and it was amazing. A family member used to live in our home, groomed me and sexually abused me when I was around 12 years/0. Not sure about the age, don't really want to remember. But yeah, I don't think I would ever tell them. I'm not even sure they would believe me. My first thought when I found out my wife was pregnant was now I have something else to live for. I was struggling harder with my mental health than I cared to admit to anyone, even myself. The news that I would have a baby to look after got me to get remedicated and seek therapy. That I don't agree with the half of their VWs that sometimes range anything from racist comments, laziness, lifestyle etc. Not anything special but it's a bit annoying when you want to strike up a constructive debate but it would only turn to yelling. Any sexual dream I've had, ever. Nobody needs to know that. Most of my mental health was caused by them. I love my parents but I am mentally screwed up. I am not a sociopath but I have issues and I am Asian and mental health isn't something that is considered an illness in the Asian community. I would never tell my mom that I don't like her cooking. Don't. I told mine that when I was 5. I'm in my late teens and she still hasn't let it down. Swallow it down. That I want to give up on marriage and kids. I have trust issues and every time I trust people, they disappoint me in the end. So I would like to save my kids from such trust issues by not having them. That I would be happier if I never had to see them again. Probably that I don't believe in we God anymore. I grew up in a decently religious household where we went to church every Sunday and I was really involved in my youth group from middle school until I left for college. Once I was in college, I finally started questioning religion a lot more, and it wasn't long before I realized it made no sense at all to me, and that I had mainly loved going to church so much in high school because all of my friends were there and it was my primary social outlet. At this point, I think my mom might have suspicions. But in my mind, it would only do harm to confirm them and tell her, because I am still able to be my 100% self around her, and it would really hurt my parents' ego. My grandma, on the other hand, is extremely religious. This is where I have more issues, because for one, I have to pretend I'm a totally different person around her, which as I get older, really sucks and makes me question my relationship with her. And two, I know if I told her I didn't believe in God, she would absolutely never talk to me again. It's a real shitty situation, but in the end, I'd rather not stir the pot and stick to just calling her once a month to have the same meaningless conversation we always do to keep her happy. What will you never confess to your family? Leave a comment. And subscribe to this channel if you wanna see more same videos.